Hello everyone, welcome to Sam IELTS YouTube channel. This channel is actually dedicated to the people who are really ambitious. Those who want to settle down in abroad either for studies or for work can actually follow this channel. Also, the people who want to learn English for their profession, of course they can follow this channel. Well, without further delay, let's get into today's topic. Before getting into today's topic, I want to tell you is that IELTS is the International English Language Test. If you want to go any English speaking country either for work or for study, IELTS is a mandatory document that you need to submit. So without preparation, if you go and write the IELTS exam, it is a waste of time. Though you know English, it is mandatory that you have to learn the techniques, tips and methods to crack the IELTS exam in the first attempt itself. Because IELTS is charging you around 15,000. So remember that when you are spending 15,000 for the exam, then you need to spend some amount for the preparation also. The amount, the time, everything matters while preparing the IELTS exam. Alright, so let me get into today's topic. Today's topic is one of the most asked question. Most of the people who are studying IELTS with me ask me this question, ma'am, could you please suggest whether paper-based test is better or computer-based test is better? Let me explain each and every detail regarding the paper-based test as well as the computer-based test so that you can choose your test accordingly. Well, let me explain one by one. Paper-based test means the question paper will be given and the answer sheets will be given. You need to write the answer in the answer sheet. This is called as paper-based test. Whereas computer-based test means the question paper and the answer will be in the computer. You just need to type the answers on the screen. This is called as computer-based test. Alright, let me explain one by one. You know the IELTS actually has 4 modules: speaking, reading, writing and listening. In these 4 modules, speaking is the one-on-one conversation with the examiner that takes place on a different day. So you need to understand all other 3 modules such as listening, reading and writing takes place in a single day with a duration of 2 hours and 45 minutes. Whether it may be a paper-based test or it may be a computer-based test, the duration remains the same. Please do understand this very clearly. And it is a consecutive process, which means there is no breaks in between these 3 exams. So you need to be mentally prepared to sit in a place for 3 hours and get prepared for the exam very clearly before approaching the exam. Alright, let me go on one by one. First, the huge difference between the paper-based test as well as the computer-based test actually lies in the listening as well as writing module. Let me explain. See, one thing you need to understand, the questions, the question format, the answers, the scoring pattern, everything is the same for both paper-based test as well as computer-based test. Then, what is the difference? Let me explain the differences. Well, you consider the listening. First, the listening exam. In the listening exam, you know that you need to answer for 40 questions in 60 minutes, which was in 4 sections. So, you need to be very clear that you need to answer for 40 questions. So, in the paper-based test, your question paper will be given, the audio will be played, some centers they will give you the headsets. In India, most of the centers will give the headsets, so you need not worry about it. And you will be given an answer sheet. So, the thing is that the question paper is in your hand, the audio is in the headset and you have the answer sheet. So, you need to listen to the question, you need to write down your answers in the question paper first and then you have 10 extra minutes where you can actually transfer the answer into the answer sheet. This is a huge difference. Listen to me, in listening you get 10 extra minutes in the paper-based test. So, what happened to the computer-based test? Well, in the computer-based test, again, you have the headset, you have the questions in the computer. Again, you will be given a piece of paper. You can write, scribble anything on the piece of paper and you will have 2 extra minutes to check down your answers. So, in the computer-based test, the questions will be in the headset, the questions will be in the screen and it is very simple that you can either type or choose the answer in the computer. So, you need to do these process simultaneously and the last 2 minutes you can check for your spellings. So this is the difference. So now tell me, writing is better or just typing is better? It is up to you. You need to understand, for most of the people who are handling the computers now, even the students, typing is much better than writing. So I feel that the computer based test is much better than the paper based test. It is in my point of view. If you ask me, I already taken the computer based test as well as the paper based test. So absolutely it is up to your choice, and there is no difference that you need to understand very clearly. Let's move on into the next module, which is actually the reading module. Yes, in the reading module, again, what is the difference? The difference is that you need to understand, in the computer based test, again the questions will be on one side and the questions will be on the another side. So you need to type down your answers in the computer. So that's all. You need to type, you need to choose, you need to write anything. You can just do it with the computer with a mouse click. Also, if you want to the paper based test, then the question paper will be given, the answer sheet will be given. Remember, in the IELTS reading, there will be no extra minutes. So you need to actually just do the thing simultaneously within 60 minutes of time. So in my opinion, I suggest you just to start with the strongest question section, and then in my opinion, I believe that in the paper based test, if you wait for the transferring the answers till the very last minute, then you will lose marks. So my suggestion is to just finish off one section, copy the answers to the answer sheet, move on to the next section. By that manner, you can actually save the time and your effort too. So in the reading section, you need to be very clear that both computer based test as well as paper based test are one and the same, absolutely same. Listen to me. Alright, let's move on into the writing section. So what happened to the writing section? Either you need to understand both the writing section, the questions and the scoring pattern are one and the same for both paper based test as well as the computer based test. Well, what is the difference? The difference is that in the paper based test, again you will be given a question paper and an answer sheet. In the computer based test, your question will be appear on the screen and you need to type the answers. So you have writing task 1 and writing task 2. If you are going for the higher studies, then you need to choose IELTS Academic, where the writing task 1 is report writing and the writing task 2 and the writing task 2 is essay writing. Whereas if you go on into the IELTS General, the writing task 1 is letter writing, whereas the writing task 2 is essay writing. So for both the IELTS General as well as IELTS Academic, the writing task 2 is similar, whereas the writing task 1 differs. So let's get into the computer based test. In the computer based test or in the paper based test, you need to do the brainstorming before starting writing, because this brainstorming plays a very important role in writing, creating the flow of your ideas. Because the coherence and cohesion, if you don't have the flow of the ideas, then that is highly impossible for you to complete the exam within 60 minutes of time. It is advised that 20 minutes should be given to the writing task 1 and 40 minutes should be given to the writing task 2 if you take either paper based test or computer based test. If your typing speed is good, of course you can go on for the computer based test. In the computer based test, the huge merit that you can actually observe is that you can edit it very easily. Suppose while writing, if you have any spelling mistake, it is very easy to create the delete key or the backspace, then move on. Suppose if you are writing in the paper based test, what you have to do? You have to erase it and you need to write it. So it is up to you, like you have to decide whether your typing speed is good or writing speed is good. Remember, both questions and answers are one and the same. The only thing is that if you frame the brainstorming perfectly, then of course you can write in flow. Either it may be a computer or it may be a paper. So it is up to you. You need to choose the computer or the paper, which one serves you better. Remember, in the IELTS writing module, you will have just 1 hour for both the exams and you need to spend the time difference according to you. So what's more, what are you waiting for? I believe you get a clear picture in regarding the reading, writing and listening modules, the differences between the IELTS paper-based test as well as the computer-based test. Now it is up to you. You need to analyze your typing speed. You need to analyze your writing speed, how well you can perform, then according to you, you can actually choose the IELTS module. Last but not least, most of the students will ask me this question. Ma'am, when I am writing paper-based test, suppose if I do a mistake, how can I correct it? Listen to me. IELTS is the exam which encourages you to write in pencil, not in pen. Because the IELTS examiner itself knows that you will do certain mistakes and that need to be corrected. So, it is the rule of the IELTS exam. In the paper-based test, you need to write your answers only in the pencil. So, if you do any mistakes, don't worry, take an eraser, just erase it and write it again. So, when the brainstorming part is very clear in the essay writing, or in the writing task 1, then writing is not their problem. Either it may be in the paper or it may be in the computer. So, all the details, all the nitty-gritty details of the paper-based test as well as the computer-based test is being solved here. It is up to you. You need to choose the exam according to your own convenience. Never trust someone to choose your own exam, because at the end of the day, it is your own exam. You are going to explore your ideas. You are going to write the ideas. The IELTS tutor will actually help you to form the ideas, to write the ideas in the perfect manner. For example, if you take on the reading module, the IELTS tutor will actually help to solve the methods, the question types, and just practice. So it is up to you. You need to choose the paper-based test or the computer-based test to get the IELTS exam cleared. Well, what are you waiting for? So, I believe that now you got a very clear picture and you are ready to go for your IELTS exam. If you are really interested in clearing your IELTS exam with 8+ band in the first attempt itself, please approach me www.samielts.in or our team WhatsApp number 90431408444 so that our expert teachers will help you to clear the IELTS exam in the first attempt itself.